Why then did Iblis refuse to submit to Adam alayhi salam? So angels cannot disobey, but he disobeyed, so he can't be an angel. Huh? He disobeyed, so he cannot be an angel. And then Allah says elsewhere in the Quran, he's jinn. So I have a book here, which just came out of the printery a few days ago, and I hope and I pray that you will read this book, Methodology for Study of the Quran. So then, he refused to make sajda. So Allah asked him, Iblis, when I ordered you to make sajda, why did you refuse? Do you know the answer he gave? He said, I'm better than him. I am born superior. You created me from fire, you created him from clay. Anyone who considers himself superior to another human being by virtue of belonging to a certain race, a certain class, a certain ethnicity, that I belong to a superior class than you, I'm born superior to you. I got news for you. You belong to the Jamaat of Shaitan. So if you are to benefit from today's lecture of an introduction to Islamic eschatology, and if you are to play a significant role in the end of history, banish this from the heart, that you are not superior to any human being. No. What makes it superior is your conduct, your faith, what is in the heart, not what you are born with. There are people who are following in the footsteps of Shaitan. They say, we are superior to you. Like Iblis said, I'm superior to him. That's how history began. I have used the Quran to connect the dots of history. They want to impose their rule over the world, arrogantly, in order that Israel might rule the world. And only when Israel rules the world, then can this man stand up in Jerusalem and confidently declare, I am the Messiah. But he would not be the Messiah. He would be Dajjal, the false Messiah. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam told us, when Dajjal is released by Allah to commence his mission of impersonating the true Messiah and eventually ruling the world from Jerusalem, he will live on earth for 40 days. One day, which would be like a year, yawmun kasana, a day which would be like a month, yawmun kashahr, a day which would be like a week, yawmun ka jum'ah. And then after that, sa'iru ayyamihi ka ayyamikum, he will be in our world of space and of time as a human being. So we will see him. But before that, there are 3 stages. And I am suggesting to you, gently so, because only Allah knows the truth, that when Allah spoke of the shadow, which when it comes will appear in 3 stages, Allah is speaking about this. The 3 stages that Dajjal will pass through before he appears in human form. And this is a dangerous shadow. Where is the shadow? I have a book entitled Jerusalem in the Quran. I guess some of you must have read it. It was written 12, 14 years ago. And in that book you'll find all of this analysis, all this. Britain emerges as a ruling state. And when you were in school in Penang, they taught you about Pax Britannica. Yeah. And you knew that the sterling pound was His Majesty, the sterling pound. And eventually, the gold sterling coin, £1 in gold, disappears. And the paper replaces the gold. The first stage of the shadow had ended. And now the second stage of the shadow commenced. When Britain is facing defeat in the First World War and in the Second World War, and if the United States had not intervened, Britain would have been doomed. And the United States is not only the most powerful country in the world militarily, more powerful than all the rest of the world combined, but the United States takes over from Britain as the financial and monetary capital of the world. And the US dollar replaces the sterling pound. Momentous change taking place in the world. And the scholars of Islam still drinking teh tarik and eating roti canai. And you can search and search and search and search. You will not find any analysis from any Islamic scholar using the Quran, using the Hadith to explain what is happening in the world. No. What happened to them? I believe methodology has played a significant role in this monstrous failure on the part of Islamic scholarship. And Pax Americana replaced Pax Britannica. I have been around the universities. We are now living at that moment in time when if you have eyes and you can see, and stage 3 of the shadow is about to replace stage 2. Well then, who is going to replace the United States? Is it China? No. Is it Russia? No. It's going to be Israel. How can Israel rule the world? Nuclear war. That the Great War is around the corner. And this one is not going to be fought with sticks and stones. This is going to be a war fought with weapons of mass destruction. Amongst them we know about nuclear weapons, but there could be others as well that we don't know about. Do you know what our Prophet has said? He spoke about the war, incidentally. The next event to take place after the Great War, said Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, is what? The conquest of Constantinople. The Turkish government has prohibited you from even using the name Constantinople. It's against the law. You have to use the name Istanbul. Why are you afraid, Turkey? Huh? Come on, Mustafa Kamal, answer me. The answer is, they don't want you to hear what Muhammad ﷺ said. That's why. The conquest of Constantinople is to take place after the Great War. Much more to the subject, I advise you to read my books. Several of my books are on eschatology, an Islamic view of Gog and Magog in the modern world, Jerusalem in the Quran, Al-Kahf and the modern age. Surah Al-Kahf is that surah of the Quran, more than any surah, which deals with Akhirul Zaman. And then there is a small booklet on Khidr, about 25 pages. On money you'll find the gold dinar and silver dirham, Islam and the future of money. The paper money is going. Oh yes, there'll be no paper money tomorrow. When Israel takes over, the new money is going to be invisible and intangible. Electronic and digital money. Banking is almost ruling the world today. Tomorrow banking will rule the world. And if you cross the line, that's it. Your account will be frozen. So we will all become slaves now in order to protect our bank account. You have to bow down and worship Dajjal. Pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may make us a people who will return to His book, the Quran, to study the Quran, that the Quran might explain to us the world today. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.